Guys, what's going on? It's April here. Real quick, I just want to say thank you to all the new people that have come to my channel. Welcome. Be sure to stick around. I bring a lot of videos like this all the time now. But anyway, today I am bringing you guys another tips and trick video, 5 more things that I have realized while I'm playing. I literally jot this stuff down whenever I'm playing and I see myself make mistakes so that I can improve. And this is stuff that I want to give you guys as well so that you can improve at this game. But let's go ahead and hop right into it. So the first step I'm going to have for you guys is you've got to figure out what guns are going to work for you. And this doesn't necessarily mean going hand in hand with whatever guns are overpowered at the time or what guns you see everybody using. A gun that they might be using might not be right for you. So when you first think about what gun is going to be right for you, you have to think of your own playstyle. What is your playstyle? Do you tend to play passive? Kind of go back away from everybody, do longer shots? Do you tend to run and gun and try to get people, get right in their face? Do you try to snipe? You know, what is it that you do? What do you like to do? Which gun you use is going to be dependent on that. If you tend to stay at a fairly decent range away from them and you have quite a long line of sight and you're trying to win that gunfight, don't use an SMG or anything of that sort. At least use one of the assault rifles or a marksman rifle or a sniper, something that is good at long range. SMGs are not good at long range. You can put attachments on some of them to make them better at long range, but normally 9 times out of 10, an AR will win that gunfight. One thing that I've seen a lot of people do, and I sometimes do myself, if I know the map is going to be mid to long range and short range, it's going to be all of them all together, you'll run overkill as your first perk. It's in the first perk slot, and it'll give you the option to have like an AR as your first, but also an SMG in your second one. That way you have that faster short range option available to you. And that in itself honestly brings me to my second point of view, is you need to know what attachments to put on your guns. For instance, if you are on a short range map, something like Shoot House, one that doesn't have a lot of space in between you and anybody that you're going to run into, you're going to want those attachments to accent for the quickest ADS speed you can have, which ADS is aim down sight speed, because you'll notice that some guns will be slow to aim in, and while you're aiming down sights, they might already be shooting you because they have the quicker ADS speed and they've already zoomed in on you. With these perks, it will take some time to level up the gun depending on which gun you're using, and if you haven't used it, or if it's one that you're already using, then you'll probably already be there. But whenever you're looking at your attachments, it'll show you to the right side the pros and cons of using that, and you will see that almost 90% of the time, any attachment that you put on is going to have a slower ADS speed, apart from the ones that are specifically designed to increase your ADS speed. Which one of these is going to be tac laser, and I can go more in depth on all of the attachments in a video if you guys want, but make sure if you use something like the tac laser, know for a fact that that is going to give away your position every single time because the enemy can see that green laser. Other than making sure that you have your ADS speed as quick as possible for the gunfights, you also want to make sure that you understand what perks you need for the gun. For the longer range guns and things like that, like snipers and marksmans, I think the marksman rifles have it, you're going to want to use perks that accent whatever playstyle you're doing as well, because those perks can help you out a lot. For example, with the long range rifles and everything like that, you have one that's called Focus. Whenever you're shooting at long range, if somebody has an AR and they're already beaming on you but you have a sniper, you're going to want to make sure you run Focus, because there is flinch. So your character, as soon as you get shot, your aim will go up way above the character and you won't be on them anymore. So if you have Focus, it helps with that and reduces the flinch by quite a bit to give you a better chance of winning that gunfight. Now the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the recoil patterns of the gun, and this is my third tip for this video. Recoil patterns have been in the game for a long time and it's really pretty predictable, and I've heard some people say that it's not in this game, but it definitely is from what I can tell, from what I've used myself. I have noticed that if I do certain things, it fixes my recoil on my gun to where it's almost no recoil. Even in this gameplay that you're seeing right now, I was using the Ram assault rifle, and with this one, the recoil tends to be kind of bad. If when you're shooting, you aim down with your right analog stick, if you're pushing down on that, it counteracts that upward recoil that it has, and it makes it a lot more accurate. And I can almost guarantee you that there is something like this to fix and help you with the recoil on every single gun in this game. And I am planning to do best class setups for some guns on this channel, so if you guys want to see a specific gun done, be sure to leave what gun you want to see me do a class setup on down below. I'm going to be doing quite a few either way, but just to make sure that you get your gun in there, please leave that below and I'll make sure I do that one specifically. And if any of these things have kind of resonated with you and you try any of this out or look at any of this and set it up differently and see that it helps you, be sure to come back and leave a like on this video. It always helps me out a ton. And even comment down below and tell me which piece of information helped you out. And for the fourth tip, what I have for you guys is going to be how to properly strafe. Too many times have I made the mistakes, and I see other people make it a lot too, is you're just strafing wrong. Just simply put, you're strafing wrong. Whenever you get into a gunfight and you've aimed down sights, you want to be sure that you're still attempting to move left to right, or maybe even just in one solid direction to a side, because that makes you a harder target for them to keep track of when you're moving. But you want to be careful what you're doing with your right stick to aim whenever you're trying to do this, because it can severely mess you up and it'll make you less accurate, and then you'll lose the gunfight because you were trying to do it. Another thing that you can do whenever you're going around is jump, try to crouch in the middle of it to get them off track. Things like that will also help you because it makes you harder of a target to hit. But the key is being as difficult of a target to hit as possible. You do not just want to stand still and shoot because you are the easiest person in the world to kill, and 9 times out of 10 somebody's probably going to come up beside you and kill you anyway if you do that. Now before I get into the 5th tip, there will also be a bonus one at the end, so be sure you stick around for that. But I want you to know how many people buy likes on this video were there for Modern Warfare 2, because this next tip is going to be for you. So hit that like button if you remember Sergeant Foley in the very beginning of Modern Warfare 2 yelling at you if you did not aim down sights, telling you that you could not hip fire. I still have the habit from this game of not ever wanting to hip fire. But that is my 5th and final tip for this video. There will be more. But the 5th and final tip that I have for you guys is know when you can hip fire. Hip fire can save you a lot of heartache on this game. Whenever you are running through a doorway or going into a building and everything like that, and you see somebody coming right at you, don't worry about taking the time to aim down your sights if they are just right in your face. Just go ahead and hip fire. You'll hit your shots. There are some guns where it's a little bit wonky and the detection is off, but you'll figure out as you play which guns that's going to happen on. But 9 times out of 10, if you start firing first and you don't bother with aiming down your sights, at least not until you're already firing, which you can do this anywhere, you're going to win a lot more gunfights. So just kind of as a bonus tip to go along with this, whenever you start a gunfight, automatically start firing before you go to aim down sights. Make sure that you're centering on them and you'll already start hitting them before you aim down the sights, so that you don't have those split seconds that could mean life or death going against you, and you'll be able to win that gunfight a lot quicker. Because every split second in this game with the time to kill, that is life or death for you right there. That's going to do it for the video, guys. If you have any questions and want clarification on any of the points that I've brought up today, be sure to leave that in a comment below. If any of these things are things that you like, that you agree with, or that you're going to test out and try for yourself to make sure and see if it helps you, go ahead and leave me a like on this video to let me know, or drop me a comment, whatever you guys like to do. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much. And please consider subscribing, because I'm going to be making quite a few more videos like this, whatever you guys like as well. If you want to see other tips, class setups, anything that you want, drop that below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.